Hey everybody, my name is Niku and welcome to the Trading Setup channel. Many people think that the market is pure chaos and impossible to follow, but there's a logic to it, and in this video you'll discover some indicators that will help you read it. These tools will let you stop guessing and start understanding what's actually happening on your chart. When you start using them together, the market stops looking like random moves. It becomes a clear system that you can analyze step by step. But before we get to that, let me add this. I've created a free resource where I share practical material. There you'll find everything from daily setups to indicator settings. There's also a risk management guide that will help you mediate losses when things are not going well. I update everything regularly, so I suggest you get in and grab it while it's still there. Link is in the description of this video, but now let's jump into trading. So today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. We are not going to be using a single indicator on our trading chart today. Instead, I'm going to show you guys how to properly draw a Fibonacci retracement line, and we're also going to look at channels. Channels is one of my favorite things to use, especially on higher time frames, as is the Fibonacci. Fibonacci is a great tool if you use it correctly, and same goes for channels. So let's have a look at how we do this. For the Fibonacci retracements, we're going to need to find an asset that has been trending in a certain direction for a while already. This is a good example. So this is the last high and this is the last low. So while price would be falling, as soon as it started pulling back, we would have drawn in our Fibonacci line. So let's do that now. We're going to put our first line on the very top of the last high, and then this being the last low, that's where we're going to draw in our bottom line. Simple as that. Last low, last high. We're looking for something that has been moving in a direction, and the use of the Fibonacci, or the reason we use it, is to spot areas of retracement, as we see here. This was right on the 0382 line there. That's one of the major Fibonacci retracement lines. So we can see that even if we drew this in while price was here, we would have had an area where we could have been on the lookout for an entry. It doesn't mean we're simply going to take entries as soon as price hits the line, because quite often it will simply continue moving through the line. But it does give us an area to look at, to be vigilant, to see if we actually get any entries on that area. Now you can use the Fibonacci line alongside with your favorite indicators that you might be using. Let's have a look quickly at the RSI. We're just going to add an RSI quick, and we can see that when price hit this Fibonacci retracement line, our RSI was just about hitting the overbought area. We can use this in conjunction with basically anything else. We can see that the stochastic went into overbought, and as soon as it turned down, we had the rejection, and that could have been a sell opportunity for us. Same goes for this bounce right here that's forming at the moment. We can see that the stochastic is going into oversold. We can see that the RSI has turned up again around the 50 area. So it's maintaining bullish momentum. It doesn't want to switch over. Price doesn't want to switch over to bearish momentum. It looks like it's going to be maintaining bullish momentum. So this could be a possible buy opportunity as well. And this is how you can use your favorite indicators. Whatever you're using, whatever strategy it is that you're using, you can add in the Fibonacci area just to give you an idea of areas where price might turn back down or turn back up. And that's how we use this. So let's remove these for now, and we're going to remove the Fibonacci line as well. Next up, we're going to look at channels. Now channels is, like I said, one of my favorite things, because it's a way of very early identifying areas where possible reversals can take place. And how do we do this? Well, it's simple. Let's just find an asset that looks good enough so that I can show you guys exactly how to draw this in, or the way I do it at least, which I am pretty sure is the correct way. Okay, so here we've got price moving downwards, and we can actually draw in a channel here. We had price going down. We can draw it like that. Let's just bring this up a bit. And we can see that, there we go, that would have been it. And we extend this one down. So here we can see that price, after it turned, we can see that it's been moving in a kind of channel, and we had a breakthrough here, a retest here. So what I would do now is, in order to identify areas where we could see the same thing happening, I would simply draw another parallel channel in. Let's put it like that. I'm going to use my low as the reference point, my last low and my first new higher low. That's going to be my that's going to be the guide areas for the lower side of my channel. And then I'm simply going to pull this up, and we see that we have price moving, hitting this channel and whatnot. So again, now we know, we can see that price has been moving, is moving in an upwards channel at the moment. It is caught in that channel. Does it mean I'm going to take a buy as soon as it hits the bottom side of the channel? Again, no, I'm not. But here's the thing. If we combine this with Fibonacci retracements, so we can look at this complete move here. I need to change the color of this. Let's just change the color. A little bit thicker, but let's change the color so we can see it clearly. Now if I draw this in from the most recent high to the most recent low, what do I see? Where these combine, price got rejected, and we can see it there as well. And that's what we're going to try and do today. We are currently on a 5-minute chart, but we're going to switch to a 1-minute chart, because this is a slow-ish strategy. If I do this on 5 minutes, this video is going to be extremely long, probably. Well, there's a good chance that it's going to be extremely long. So we're going to use just simply Fibonacci retracements and channels to find areas where these two go inside, and we're going to take trade entries based off that. Pure and simple. So now that we understand how we draw channels and how we use the Fibonacci retracement, we can get to trading. Okay, now that we know what we're going to do, we're just going to start flipping through some assets and see, first of all, if we can pick up any assets that's running in a channel. We're going to look at both 1-minute and 5-minute charts, and then we'll see, once we find one, we'll draw in some Fibonacci lines and see what's happening. So we're just going to take our time, very relaxing, and see if we can find something. We're not in a rush. I like looking at the higher time frames first. We are on 5-minute chart at the moment, and we're just going to see, first of all, if we can find something that's running in a channel. Looks like we might have a kind of channel here. Okay, so as we can see, this is a valid channel. So now we're going to look at this last move, and we're just going to draw in a Fibonacci retracement. Just going to change the colors so we can differentiate between the channel and the Fibonacci line. No, we want to be there, sorry. Okay, so that was right on the 50 line of the Fibonacci. So I'll be able to take a trade here. I'm going to do a 2-minute buy, and basically I'm just going to wait for the candle to close. Oh no, wait, I'm on a 5-minute chart, right? Let's have a quick look at the 1-minute chart. Yeah, we're just going to wait for the candle to close, and then we're going to take a 2-minute trade. Should be fine. Maybe we'll make it a 3 minutes, because we are seeing the rejection of the 50 line of the Fibonacci alongside with the rejection. There we go. Let's take our position there, and we're seeing it alongside the rejection of the channel, the upwards moving channel. And that is enough for me to say, okay, fine, I will take a risk on taking a buy trade here, because there's a very good chance that price is going to bounce. We are in a confirmed channel. This is the third touch. As we can see here, we can maybe draw it in a little bit more precisely. There we go. So that was the third touch, and like I said, we did get the rejection of the both at the same time, both of the Fibonacci 50 line and then of the bottom support line of the channel. And look how beautifully that is pushing. This is what we want to see. Really beautiful. While we're waiting for this to finish, let's have a look at and see if we can pick up another asset that's maybe running in a channel so long. And we've got 2 minutes left on that trade. This was a channel, but this broke. You will be able to start spotting them. The more you use channels to draw, or the more you draw channels, you will the more easier you will spot them. We'll put them roughly around there, and then we'll do that. And we can see price has been moving in this channel beautifully. That should, there we go. So this has been a downwards channel, lots of trading opportunities there, but this has broken through now, so we're not going to be looking for entries at this moment in this on this asset. But this is a fairly decent channel here, and yeah, this is how we I often use channels like this on the 5 minute to find entries. I'll find my entries on the 1 minute. I'll use different kind of stuff, depends on the indicators that's on my chart. Quite often you will see a divergence forming right on the channels as well, and I love using that. So if price is running on the upper side of the channel on the 5 minutes, quite often we will see bearish divergence on the 1 minute, and then that confirms my trade for me as well. Let's go back to this asset first, see what's happening with this trade. It's pushing back almost all the way. We've got 30 seconds left on this. Let's see what happens. Maybe should have stuck with the 2 minute trade there, but I don't think we're going to be in any danger of losing this. A few seconds to go, and it'll be done. Beautiful push there in the end. Trade is done. Good trade. So let's have a quick look at this channel again. I want to show you guys how you can use divergence, for example, to find entries. So we're going to mark, I'm just going to want to mark this one. This will be our first one. We'll make this magenta, and then this will be the second one we're going to look at. We're going to look at this. The reason I'm putting in these vertical lines is just as a placeholder. I'm going to switch to a 1 minute chart, and then we're going to go find these two lines, and we're going to look at whether or not there was maybe divergence forming there. So we'll do that. Let's add maybe a stochastic. I prefer using the stochastic for divergence. Let's find those lines. Okay, so here's the blue one, and look at that. We can see that these two price reached the same amount there, but on the stochastic we had a much lower high on the second high here. So that would have been a signal for me. Close of this candle, I would have just gotten in a sell trade there. Let's find the other line. There we go. Okay, so no divergence here. It doesn't always happen. Like I said, often it happens, but it doesn't always happen. But we can see there's some here as well. There was some divergence here, so there was another reason to take a sell. And if I took a 2 or 3 minute sell on the close here, somewhere here, when the divergence formed, we can see that right there, that's where the stochastic made the bearish crossover, was right there. If I took a 2 or 3 minute sell on any one of these two candles after the crossover happened, would have been a good trade. Okay, so that's another way you can use channels. That's one of my favorite ways to use channels. To be honest, I love using channels on a higher time frame, or maybe what I often do is I'll draw them on the daily charts or 4-hour charts, and then I'll look for entries on the 5 minute or on the 15 minutes. But that's usually more for forex trades, long-term trades. For options, I'll do the way we're doing it now, 5 minute charts and 1 minute charts. Okay, so we had one successful trade. Let's see if we can find something that's moving. Actually, I want to go back to this. Just want to see what's happening here. Okay, it does look like we're getting the rejection. So what's going to happen now is this, if we do push upwards, then we're going to change our Fibonacci, because this is our most recent low now. So we're going to be changing this to this. Let's just get this closer, a little bit closer. There we go. We're going to get this to this, although it won't really help us at the moment. We need a push upwards now, so we can form a new high and find a new entry point. So this asset will probably give us another entry, but that's probably only going to happen in 30 minutes or half an hour. Okay, so we can leave that one out. What we want to do now is see if we can find something, another asset that's been running in a channel. We're looking specifically at channels today, but you can use support and resistance areas as well. Remember, a channel, the channels that we draw in, I'm just going back to that asset because I've already got stuff drawn in there. So the channels we draw like this is, where did you move? This is just support and resistance that's running diagonally. It's diagonally. It works the exact same way as traditional support and resistance. So if you think of support and resistance as being just a horizontal line, that's correct. But a channel is the exact same thing, or a trend line is the exact same thing. It's also a support and resistance level. The only difference is that they run diagonally and not horizontally, but it's the exact same thing. So you can use support and resistance along with the Fibonacci as well. But we're focusing on channels. A lot of people struggle to draw channels properly. They understand support and resistance levels, and they have a fairly easy time finding decent support and resistance levels, but they do struggle with channels. It's one of the things I get asked often: how do you know where to start drawing a channel? And we discussed that. If I find another example, busy forming, I'll show you guys and explain again. It would be nice if we can find one that's actually busy forming, but it's a very, very simple concept. Actually, you know what? Let me try and explain. Again, we'll go back to this. So, just going to recap this quickly. When price is trending, the definition of a bullish or bearish trend, let's start with bullish. The definition of a bullish trend is price making lower lows and lower highs. That's when we know that's a bearish trend. We know we're in a bearish trend if price is making lower lows and lower highs. If we are in a bullish trend, price is making higher highs and higher lows. And this is, this is what it looks like. We had a downwards move and then we started moving upwards. So there was a high. This new low that formed was higher than the previous one. So that's a warning sign for me that we might be changing direction, right? So if your first low is higher than the previous one, and we can see that price indeed pushed upwards, made a new high compared to this one. And I don't want you to look at just candles. I want you to look at the global move. So this is a move like this. This is one move, and then this is the next one, and then this is the next one, and then this is the next one. So when you're looking at a trend, don't look at specific candles. Feel the, maybe let's draw it in. This is what I see when I look at it. Let's make this as thick as possible, and let's make it a weird color that stands out. There we go. This is what I see basically at the moment. When I look for a trend, this is the way I look at it. That should give you an idea of what I mean with this. Actually came back immediately, so we can look at it like this. This is what I'm looking at. Okay, so we're looking at the overall movement when we're looking at trends, not specific candles, not small little red. You know, if you have 3 or 4 green candles and you get a red one, that's not that doesn't influence the trend at all. What I'm looking for is the highs and lows. So I'm looking at this area, this area, this area, and this area. So I can see here that price is making higher lows and price is making higher highs. That's a bullish trend. Now, when we change when this starts happening, this is your first clue, this new low, this new higher low. In this example, this will be your first clue for drawing a channel. So we made a new low, and now price is pushing upwards. Already I've got 2 points that I can start my channel on, and that's what we'll do right now. Wrong button. Delete that. So I've got my first 2 points, because now this is not behaving like a bearish trend anymore. We were going down, but now it's not behaving. Now it's behaving like a bullish trend. So it's at the change that we start drawing our channels. So I'm gonna do it like this. Okay, so Once I was sure that price went up from here, I could draw this in, and then I could put that level there. And now suppose price was here. We didn't know what was coming, but this was what we were seeing up until here, and let's say price was somewhere here. So we could have confirmed by then that the price was pushing upwards. So if I draw this in and I just extend it, we can see that price actually respected for a while, a couple of touches, it kind of respected the channel. So just by having this first 2 points, and so two lows and one high, I can draw the channel in and kind of see areas where I should pay attention to what is happening. That's how we draw. That's how you're supposed to draw channels. It's super simple, and you're going to do the exact same opposite when you're doing. I don't want to delete it like that. When you're doing a switch over from a bullish trend to a bearish trend. So your first 2 points, instead of being the lows like we had here, when we go to a bearish trend, you're going to look at the highs. So when you get a lower high, that's it. That's when you know you can draw in a channel. A lot of the time when you draw in a channel like that, price will immediately violate that channel. It won't necessarily stick to it. Okay, but quite often it does. So there's nothing we can do but wait and see. So that's the correct way to draw a channel. Like I said, this is something a lot of people ask me quite often. How do you know where to draw your channels? It's as simple as that. We're looking for the direction change, and then draw a channel as soon as we've got 2 points. Like I said, if it's the beginning of a bearish trend, we need 2 highs and a low. If it's the beginning of a bullish trend, we need 2 lows and a high. And that's the 3 points you use as your channel. And they won't always be neat and tidy. Like if I take, for example, this, we had the drop off here. Let's do this. Okay, so we had the drop off, and there was a first higher low after the drop. So that's my first point, excuse me, my first point of contact, and then that would be my second point. Now if I just extend this, we can see what happens. Okay, and turns out this was the new high. I do this often as well. So sometimes you'll get the small little push, and then only then price really starts pushing. So you would draw your channel like this, and then it gets broken quite easily. And then I'll just adjust the channel like such. Okay, so that's you do it as you go. You change it on the fly and whatnot, but you'll notice that the bottom line, where we started with the 2 points to be able to draw the channel, this will most of the time be respected. Okay, so the upper one might change when you draw a bullish channel, and the bottom one might change when you draw a bearish channel. But in a bearish channel, the upper line should hold properly. So this is where we're going to look for trades, and you'll remember in the first trade we did was a buy trade, not a sell trade. Okay, so we're going to look for buys in an upper channel and sells in a lower, buys in a bullish channel, sells in a bearish channel. Okay, hope that clears it up. Let's see if we can maybe find another channel or two and do another trade before this video gets too long. Unfortunately, this is a slow-ish way of trading. Okay, but trading slow is usually good, but you're not going to get a trade every 2 minutes using channels like this. But you will see this is something that's forming now. This is how I know we might get a new channel. We're in a downwards move. We are seeing lower highs, and we're seeing lower lows. Now I'm seeing a higher low. So this doesn't mean price will go up, but this is something that I'm going to be looking at. So what I'm going to do is start my channel. And that's my first point. And then the second point, I'll do something like this. I like using the bodies when I draw channels, and I'm going to put it like this. So now I have something that will tell me that I can keep an eye on. Let's actually add this here. Maybe we'll see some action before the end of this video, although I doubt it on this. So this is the beginning of a possible channel. Okay, I now have to wait and see, does it hit the upper line, does it reject or whatnot. So it doesn't mean I'm going to take a trade sell trade as soon as it hits this side here. Absolutely not. But this could be the start of a channel. And if this continues downwards from here now, like it looks like it might happen, I simply delete this. Okay, so that then it wasn't the start of a channel. But this is a great way to get, like, think of it as an early warning system. Okay, so it just shows you areas, potential areas where you could get trades, and you need to be on the lookout in those areas. You need to pay special attention in those areas because it is possible that you might get an entry there. Okay, so we'll go back. See, this is a big channel. Starting there. Just like this. Up to here. Down to here. That, and woof, big channel. Let's switch to 15 minutes and actually draw it in there. There we go. Now we can get a better, clearer view of what this is looking like. Okay, so that's our channel. But this is a very sloppy move. We're not going to get any, probably not going to get any Fibonacci. At least we got one decent example of a trade. And I would love it if we get more. And there will be more during the course of the day. Definitely. There's no doubt on that. I just don't think we might get more for the duration of this video. So there's a decent channel that's making sense. We had the price coming down, and there was a downwards move. There was a last move, and now it started going up. So this is a decent place to put in a channel. But let me just check something quick. Just want to get these closer here, and we're going to switch to 1 minute. Where did I put the other one? This is the downwards move at the moment. Another way you can think of this is, because we got rejected off the channel, there is a decent chance that we could be heading for the bottom side of the channel again. And you can draw your fib lines in on your drops like this as well. So we had a downwards move, and there would have been, unless it looks really good, I don't like taking trades like this, but that is another way you can actually look at it. But we're not going to get it entry on this, unfortunately. Let's go back to 5 minutes. See if we can find something else. So this makes sense. It won't. I've said this in a lot of videos as well. Price is support and resistance areas are never just a single line or a single price. It's always an area, and we can see sometimes you're going to see price sticking out like this. But this is making sense at the moment. And if I pull this up, we can see that it does indeed show me that this is the correct angle, I suppose, for this channel. This is how this channel is behaving. Now what I'm going to do is draw in a fib line. And my retracement is going to be there to there. Okay, so what am I going to do here? I am going to keep an eye on this area here. This is what I want to see. This is where I want to see price. Is this area here, where price coincides with the trend line. So maybe this area and maybe this area. This is where I'm going to be looking for trades. Now, unfortunately, this looks like it's going to be a good setup, but it's probably going to take half an hour to an hour before, if price does come down to here, it's going to take quite some time. So we're not going to be waiting for this for this trade in this video, unfortunately. It's a long ways off, but this is how you determine your setups. What I would do now is I'll just add this to my favorites, so I know that if I put a setup here, I come back to them regularly to see what's happening, because like in this case, I know that there's a possible trade that's going to bolt, but that's going to come in, like I said, half an hour or an hour maybe, if it does happen. But I can come back to it easily by adding it to my favorites, and once the trade is done, I'll delete it from my favorites again. This is the way I like to do it. We're not going to get the entry now on this. Let's see if we can spot something else. Again, see, this is the beginning of a channel. Some of them is going to be big, some of them is going to be small. It's never going to be the same, but it's always, the concept will always remain. So we're going to put it like that, more or less, and look at that. Makes sense already. Oh, so price is stuck in a channel. This is the beginning of what's hopefully a good channel. And like I said earlier, look, if you have a look here at the stochastic at the moment, we do get a spike up, but the stochastic doesn't make a new high and just turns down again. There's your divergence. So you have bearish divergence on the resistance area of the channel, and that would be a trade as well for us. That will definitely be something we can look at. But now, again, like this, we're going to use the Fibonacci lines. And our last move, so that would be there, and that would be there. That's our last upwards move. So where are we going to look for entries? Right here. This area here, this area here, this area here. Although this shouldn't reach, most likely it will hit here. Yeah, or maybe here if there's some big candles, but most likely this is going to be where our buy entry will be coming from. But again, this is still a bit off, a long ways off from giving us an entry. I'll just add it there, and we sorted. For all I know, price could simply keep going up now. Okay, so this is not predicting. I'm not committing to this trade. If price hits here, I'm going to wait. First, going to wait and see if price hits the areas where I think it might, where it possibly could. And then I'm going to see if it rejects. And then I'll take the trade. I'm not going to take a trade as soon as a candle or as soon as price simply taps the area that I'm interested in. Okay, so keep that in mind. We're not committing to trades. Again, this is like an early warning system. It's not, you're not committing to a trade already, because this could go the other way. We don't know. We can't predict. We are following what's happening. So we're going to see if it hits. If it does hit, we're going to wait for the rejection. And once that happens, we'll simply get into the trade and take it. But again, that trade's still a long way off. We got quite lucky with the first trade, I think. Let's see how long this video is. Okay, this video is now becoming a bit too long for us. Okay, we're half an hour in. We've only had one trade. But at least I do think you guys now have a better idea of how we can use trend lines and Fibonacci retracements to find entries. And we'll look at this again in future. We'll also look at different ways. We'll definitely have a look at using divergence with support and resistance areas and stuff like that. But for now, Fibonacci and channels explained. I hope you guys have a better idea of it. And please just go practice it a bit before you start using it. It sometimes takes a while to truly understand what you're doing. But yeah, very powerful. I do love my technical drawings, especially on the higher time frames. If you want to learn to read the market like this, I have a community where we work live every day. There I share strategies, setups, and practice in real time. Access is limited, so if you're interested, send me a message directly. Contact is in the description below this video. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this video for more breakdowns and trading discussions. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, may the pips be with you.